Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode number 262 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media. You know, for several years, I have called this guy a friend. Now I can call him a world champion. From your Los Angeles Dodgers, shortstop Miguel Rojas, who comes adorning. You already got your World Series championship lid?
Yeah, this was the parade hat that we had that day. And to be honest with you, the first thing that I want to say is, thank you to all the fans throughout the year, because it's been amazing the support that we receive, not only on the field but off the field as well. Los Angeles being, the best city to play baseball for, and the way that they show up for that parade. I think I'm not gonna take this hat off until maybe spring training next year. Because the overwhelming experience of like seeing, I don't know, I think it was like 200,000 fans, or it was close to 1 million fans all over the LA when we got back to the stadium. It was amazing, and that's why this means a lot to me. And having this hat and being able to see these videos right here and see all the people like celebrating and like together for the same purpose. Everybody wanted the same thing, and we all get it together. It was so amazing, man.
Yeah, I love seeing the parades. It's great stuff. And why didn't you take your shirt off? Like, what designated who kept their shirt on and who took it off?
I don't know, man. It's all about personalities, and that's one of the things that I talk about this team a lot. Like you see many guys on this team. You got 26 players on the roster, plus the other guys who contribute throughout the year, but they got hurt. Plus all the coaches, all the front office, ownership. And we have a lot of personalities on this group. We have a lot of character. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you are. You're just going to be yourself, and you're going to have a voice on this team to actually make it better. And that's what I feel like it was special about this team. We got a guy like Kike, which is like one of the wildest personalities that you can get. He's gonna say whatever is on his mind. He's not gonna care at all about anything other people's opinion. He's gonna take his shirt off. We got a guy like Glasnow, that he had the best body in the world, and he's gonna take his shirt off, and he's gonna act like, hey, I don't care. I'm just gonna be here being wild and free. I'm going to have my drink in my hand, and then I was smoking a cigar, and with my kids. And you're going to have a guy in Flaheri where he was like sending drinks everywhere on those buses. That's what it was all about during the parade, that everybody was doing kind of their own thing, but enjoying kind of the same thing.
Well, Flaherty, I don't know if you saw, but he did the local Sportsnet LA interview, and he was listen, I'm all for partying and doing whatever you want, as long as you got a ride home. Go live it up, man. You get
exactly right. If you don't do it, you don't do it at that time, and let me tell you something. I think I was sitting in the same chair right before Flaherty, and I didn't do good. I was bad too, but I didn't get to the point where I missed oral handshake. So he made me look good. So I think Flaherty make me look good after I did my presentation on that.
We're talking more baseball coming your way, but first I want to tell you that today's episode is brought to you by Blitzball Battle 5. We have got a new episode dropping very soon. Here's a sneak peek. Blitzball Battle 5 getting y'all set for game number 2 between Forgotten Rotten and Del Caribe. This is a fascinating matchup, right? You've got a 2-time former champion, Trevor Plouffe. Then he's got Shelfie. And Del Caribe, we know all about Lou Dab. He can get it done. The question is, can Joe's throw any strikes?
That is the number one question. We know what we're going to get from Lou. Trevor's going to tell us what we're going to get from Trevor throughout the whole game. It's about the other guys.
So what do you think?
And Shelfie's background, he's played in the Blitzball World Series 3 different times. He feels really confident. My prediction here is going to be Forgotten Rotten. I'm not even thinking about this one.
It's tough for me to go against Trevor Plouffe. I think they're going to win.
Also, Trev needed somewhere to put his chain.
So you stole it?
This is my baby gift from Trev. Not on the registry, but I accept.
Okay, so you two made your prediction. I'm going with Forgotten Rotten.
Yeah.
Del Caribe they didn't win a game in Blitzball Battle
Look,
4.
you're in my heart, guys.
Yeah, they've never beaten Forgotten Rotten in anything. But you'll have to tune in and see for yourself later today. Blitzball Battle 5. So, we got to see the parade. We got to see it finish in the stadium, which I think is great because that place was just jam-packed, and it was awesome to hear you on stage and see the emotion of Clayton Kershaw finally getting to address the crowd because he didn't get to do that in 2020. Did the partying continue after the cameras were shut off?
Oh yeah, of course. What do you think? This group has been partying from actually the first series that we won during this year. We got a little thing going on, and I talked to you about the tequila shot that we take after every series win, right? So I think that's when we started bonding. We started bonding when we say we're gonna celebrate every little victory, because along the way we're gonna create something like really big, and we're gonna create a lot of memories for the future and all that. But then this team started bonding so well that every time we did something throughout the year, we felt like we needed to celebrate. And winning the World Series and after the parade wasn't a difference. We went to Mookie's house. He was so kind that in such a short notice he prepared something. I mean, big time, Mookie's way. At his place with a DJ. We got drinks, we got food. His house is like a dream house where you have like all this stuff like bowling alleys, pickleball court, basketball court. So everybody was like a kid, just enjoying the time, dancing, drinking, and having some food as a team together. Everybody showed up. Shohei was there. Yoshi was there. I mean, in all the guys, like the whole 26 guys, plus like some coaches, some front office staff, and I mean we had a lot of fun that at that time over there, Mookie's house, and then we went out and end up like celebrating somewhere in LA with the fans and with the people. So it was a long day, it was a long night too, but I'm so happy that we got to enjoy it like that.
So hold on, after Mookie's, you all went out as a team somewhere public.
Yeah.
You started running into I mean, I imagine that was like the Beatles coming into some place in LA.
It was kind of crazy, and I can't really remember all because I was under the influence of the alcohol already, and I'm glad that I was with my wife, and my wife was like taking care of me like every step of the way. But when I got there, all I remember was like seeing all the guys on this at this place, and like because we didn't show up at the same time. When I show up, like it was like the place erupts, like they were so happy to see me, like they haven't seen me in 20 years. And then I think it was Theo coming behind me. When Theo showed up to the play, like the place erupts, and we started being so happy to see each other at that place because at the end of the night, like everybody was there. Like we didn't know that we put it on the group chat, hey, we're going to this place. And then everybody show up, and it was so nice that we got to like experience that, and we're out in public, and everybody was so respectful, and they were just like happy to hang out with us and being there with us. We ended up like having a microphone and kind of like running the party. Like we're singing songs, we're singing Bad Bunny songs for our teammates. Kike is on the mic, dancing all over the place. We're dancing on top of tables. It was an amazing night overall.
There's no way Shohei could have shown up there.
No, Shohei wasn't there. No. I gotta say, Shohei wasn't in that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if he was there, I mean, it wasn't a problem.
No. I mean, there's no way that dude could show up. More Miggy Ro coming your way, but first, you know what we all need a little bit more of? To get off our ass. With bold flavors and a refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew is going to get you off your ass, have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. A mountain where the weather's always picture perfect. Your friends are ready to hang, and a day of epic proportions awaits. So here's what I want you to do. Open that door. Breathe in the fresh air. Head outside. Equal parts fun and competitiveness. Go do a 3-point shooting contest, the longest drive, pick up football, go toss a frisbee, longest throw contest, play some video games if you got a monitor set up. You can play kickball, you can play wiffle ball, you can play blitzball, you can play pickleball. Form any kind of ball. I don't care what it is. Why? Because the mountain is calling and you should answer. Grab your friends, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and do the do. So we know we heard you talk about what this World Series championship meant to your homeland of Venezuela. You had the flag draped around you, which was awesome to see. I'm curious on a personal front. Mm-hmm. Since we started this show several years ago, you know, you lost your mom and you talked about how much she meant to you. Did you give pause for a second about what she would probably think of her little boy winning a world championship?
Yeah, I got the great opportunity to experience this with my sister. So my sister was along my way ever since I got her in the DS when I couldn't be on the NLCS roster. My sister got here and she was here along the way for me to get the championship. So I get to experience with her, and that's why I felt my mom and my grandparents that they were the ones actually like taking me to the field for the first time while my mom was working and supporting for us, you know, and providing all the economics for us so we can actually live my dream through my grandparents and all the people. The only thing that I can think about when we get the out number 27 on that World Series was about like I'm not just like living my dream. It's about like my whole family, my mom sacrifice, my grandparents sacrifice to put stop to their life so they can live through my journey and through my dream. They're not here right now, but I'm pretty sure they were so happy and so excited to see me kind of like finally getting to the final line, because this is what everybody's like dreaming for. Playing the big leagues is cool. Being in this league for 10 years, being an everyday shortstop, being part of the playoff, whatever it is. When you finally get a championship, it's where you can say, hey, the whole sacrifice kind of like it was worth it. So that's the only thing that I'm thinking. My mom being proud of like the work that she put on, you know, every single day working to provide for a family, and my grandparents actually to kind of like give up on their life and sacrificing everything to be with me, taking me to a field and making me to play baseball and making me the person that I am right now. And that's why I'm also happy. And my sister got a great touch. She posted on that one of the last posts that she have on Instagram. She posted a bunch of pictures, and one of them was she wrote a shortstop in Dodger Stadium. She wrote "Thanks Norma," which is the name of my mom, and the reason why she did that is because my mom was the one sacrificing everything for us to have this opportunity to be at this stage, and it was so great for her to be there with me because I get to leave her, my mom through her, you know.
It's great. That's so great that you and your sister got to share that moment. That's fantastic. Yeah. A little bit of business very quickly. Did I see that the Dodgers picked up your option?
Yeah.
How happy were you?
Man, happy and satisfied because it was a long year, not just for us as a team that we play to November, but for me especially because the things that I have to overcome with my body to be able to play, get to be like the guy who kind of like at some point keep everything together with Freddie out, with Mookie out, having Shohei there and having Theo there. It was amazing. But I felt like at some point I got a lot of responsibilities on my shoulder, and I wanted to be part of this organization. I wanted to be part of this, but I want to end my career here too. And knowing where I'm at in my baseball career, I know I'm gonna have to play a couple more years before I retire. but I want to do it here. So when they called me, when Brandon Gomes called me a couple of days ago and said, I don't want you to wait until the day that the options are picked up or declined. I want you to know that we're gonna pick up your option, and I want you to go home and enjoy this moment, and don't worry about what free agency is gonna look like for you, because you're gonna be a Dodger next year. And then after that, it was Dave Roberts sending me a text message saying, buddy, we're gonna be together next year. We're gonna run it back, and we're gonna be a champion again. And that was so special to me, because it makes me feel special. It makes me feel good. And then after all the sacrifices that we made this year as a team and as a person, it's kind of a reward for everything that I did on the field and off the field for this organization.
I think it shows exactly how much you mean to this organization. I loved hearing Dave Roberts talk about how you're one of his favorites, before he introduced you to speak inside the stadium. And, listen, I thought you had a great year on the field and at the plate. And we know what you mean to that team defensively and leadership-wise and everything else. Maybe there are people that want the Dodgers to dip into the free agent market now at shortstop and not just rest on their laurels. Are you okay if they go out and get a big-name shortstop, whether that's Willy Adames or somebody else?
Yeah, man, I'm okay. I'm okay with everything that makes us better. At this point, I have a full trust of this organization now that I've been back for 2 years, and I kind of get to experience a little bit how they handle things on and off the field. I will never question what the Dodgers do, because they do everything because they have a plan, and they show you, and they really follow through with what they say. And that's one of the things that I kind of respect at an organization and out of the people who are making the decisions, that it doesn't matter who they put on the position at this time. They always have a plan. If something happened to this player, we're going to have this player ready. If something happened to, this personnel, we're not going to be done. We're not going to be out of it. We're going to have someone that can replace this guy, so we can actually have a chance to win baseball games. And it's not all about like winning a 162 game season. It's winning in the playoff. And that's why I'm all for getting better, getting the players that we need to get, and getting the team that we need to get to repeat it and actually have an opportunity to win another championship, because the organization and the fans and the whole city of LA deserve it, but the players deserve it as well. All the sacrifice that we put in, we deserve to get more players and more people who's going to help us doing that. That is so hard in sport, especially in baseball. We haven't get a back-to-back since when? When was the last time? Yankees?
Since the Yankees, yeah, in 98 through 2000.
There you go. So it's so hard to repeat that we all understand that everybody else going to get better or going to try to get better. Why we're not trying to get better, especially going back to spring training. When I got to spring training the previous 2 years, I wasn't supposed to be the starting shortstop. But guess what? I can be the starting shortstop. And I know that. Inside of me, I know I can be the starting shortstop even when I'm 36 years old next year in spring training. I know I'm going to be ready to play 162 games. But at the end of the day, I haven't come to spring training the last 2 years thinking that I'm going to be the starting, and I end up being the one, because I know inside of me I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be prepared. Same thing the organization is going to do. They're going to prepare, and they're going to be ready for the successful 2025.
Well, really, the reason you want to successfully defend your crown is because you want to see if Dave Roberts can dance any better next season when he gets on stage with Ice Cube. Now, I've known Dave a long time. I love him. I wouldn't have looked any better. I probably would have looked worse. But he looked a little bit like the crazy uncle who had a little too much at the barbecue.
he probably been drinking too for a little bit. Like we never know. I mean, we were celebrating, and I'm just so happy to see him like being on the stage right there. How much balls that take?
It does.
Maybe you don't have the personality to kind of like dance with Ice Cube at that stage, especially knowing how good Ice Cube was in Game 2 for us. and how great his performance was, and how he get everybody like, hey, we won that game already. He said it. Kike said it on stage. After that performance, we knew it's impossible that we lose in this game. No, we're not losing this game after this guy show up and did that. And as soon as he say it's time for Dodger baseball, we knew we was gonna win that game because the vibes were so high. Everybody was so vibing in the dugout. Even in the other dugout, they were dancing and they were having a great time. And all the fans, I mean, they were amazing throughout the whole series, throughout those 2 games. But when that happened right there, you can't hear anything else than a big roar and what everybody, just like that. Just like, imagine that being there in person and being about to take the field. It was one of the best feelings that we have throughout the whole World Series.
Yeah, I loved it. I wish it had started about 7 or 8 minutes earlier, but I
know, right?
I mean, I was waiting for first pitch, and all of a sudden I see Cube just walk through the outfield doors, and I loved it. I mean, it was great. And then when they went back with Fat Joe, I mean, Kike was killing that poor guy after at the parade and everything. And he's like, when we saw Fat Joe, there's no way we were losing.
Well, the thing is, it was really hard to top the performance of Ice Cube. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, sometimes teams take some things personal, and I mean, as soon as we saw the performance, we make sure that we say, hey, let's make these guys regret that this guy was singing on their field. Let's win today and let's win tomorrow, and let's end this. So that's our mentality at that point.
You know, for most of us that like collecting cards, the idea of spending $2,000 or more on something like a Luka Doncic or an Ellie De La Cruz or a Patrick Mahomes rookie card, it just simply isn't in the cards. Now, we love collecting here at John Boy Media, but that's some serious dough to drop. Thanks to slab packs from arenaclub.com, now it's possible to score gem mints for a fraction of their retail price. Every card that I listed, it was hit from last week's Arena Club slab pack drop. Arena Club, it's the only repack that provides real value, a complete view of all possible cards, and clear hit rates for each one. In fact, we pulled an autographed Cade Horton from the pack they just sent us. The Arena Club grading process, you're probably wondering about it. It is accurate, it is fast, it is transparent with a full grade rationale provided and explanation of how your card was actually scored. Not every place does that. So whether you're buying, you're selling, you're trading, or simply displaying, Arena Club is the card collecting platform you simply have to check out. And right now, you can get 10% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/rose. That is arenaclub.com/rose. 10% off your first purchase. You will thank us later. All right, we have a lot to cover in terms of on-field stuff that happened during the playoff run, and so I'm going to work backward.
Okay.
I want to start with the last game. You guys are down 5-0 right out the gate, right? Mm-hmm. Judge clicks you early on. Jazz does his thing. Stanton does his thing. All of a sudden, it's 5-0. Were you thinking a little bit, like a lot of Dodger fans and a lot of baseball fans, shit, we got to get on a plane and we're going to have to win this thing in Game 6 back home?
Yeah. Personally, I'm thinking I'm starting Game 6. You know, like, I don't want to start Game 6. I want this to be over with today. But when the game is 5-0, I'm starting to think, okay, I'm starting to prepare actually to play in Game 6 because Carlos Rodon was going to start and I was going to play short that day. And then I'm starting to think like, okay, this is going to have to end in LA. How it's going to look like over there. I mean, we can't lose Game 6 because anything can happen in a Game 7, you know? And like Doc say in a podcast with Mookie, I mean, you can really be in the bad side of the story at that time, like blowing a 3-0 lead, and you don't want that. But at that time, I feel like from the bench, all I can see is if we get someone on base and we put pressure on Gary Cole, and we able to get him out of the game, we got a pretty good chance to come back because we've done it so many times during the season, you know? With this lineup that we have, it feels like couple guys on base, anybody can hit a homer, and we got a game. And that's kind of what happened. It didn't happen the way that we always did it, kind of like with like couple guys on base and then a homer. But this one was so special for us that the error happened. So Kike broke up the no-hitter in the fifth with a base hit. And then the error happened. He hustled to second base to get there. Then Will Smith hit the ball. Kike with a great route to third base, kind of like blocked Jazz a little bit on third base. And then the rest that we saw, like 2 strikeouts. They thought they were out of the inning. They didn't play fundamental baseball. And then here we go. We're back. Freddie with a big hit. And then Theo once again being the hero. You know, when everybody kind of like, oh, we got a lot of pieces, but Theo being the anchor, always being there with the big homer or the big double or the big RBI. After that, I feel like, okay, this is our game. We're not losing this.
Were you, when you started mentally preparing for Game 6, were you worried about the possibility of losing 4 straight? Did that creep into your mind?
Of course, yeah. At that time, we feel pretty confident on going to Game 5 and winning that right there, and then it's over. But when they scored 3, I think they scored 3 in the first inning, right? And then after that, they scored the other 2. Like you started thinking they got Gary Cole on the mound, you know, and he's probably gonna go long because he was like dominating. How you gonna win this game? You know, like there's some crazy things that's gonna have to happen for us to win this game. So now you started thinking like, okay, Game 6, we feel pretty confident because we got Yamamoto going, but at the end of the day, the momentum is on their way. It's on their side. And we don't have momentum anymore because all we have is the pressure of, oh, we can't fuck this up, you know? That's all I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure that's what everybody's thinking, that if we're going back to LA, can't really mess this up because it's going to be bad. And I mean, we didn't want to do that, and that's why the guys show up. And as soon as we felt like we have an opportunity, I mean, we took advantage of it.
Okay. There's been a lot of stories written about the Yankees and preparing for them. Joel Sherman of the New York Post came out and wrote, what the Dodgers told their players in scouting meetings was that the Yankees were talent over fundamentals, that if you run the bases with purpose and aggression, the Yankees will self-inflict harm, and was exposed by Betts, Tommy Edman, Freddie Freeman, etc. Is that all true?
Well, what I have to say about that is, first off, I'm going to start saying that we face, I think, the most aggressive, the hungriest team on the San Diego Padres early in the playoff. I think we face, like everybody's saying, and we felt it too. That was the best team in baseball at the time, the Padres, 1 through 27, 1 to 26. And the way that those guys ran the bases, the way that those guys put pressure on the defense, the way that those guys took care of every detail of the game on the defensive part, the way that they pitch out of the bullpen, it was it kind of prepared us to everything else. Then when we got to the Yankees and we got the opportunity to prepare for them in our scouting report meeting before the series, we found their weakness. And their weakness was the way that they make out on the bases, the way that they didn't take care of the baseball and kind of like play a little bit of lazy defense. And we say, okay, we know we're good, but we're going to put pressure on them so they can make these little mistakes. And that's the reason why they bubble balls. It's because they know we're gonna be running hard. We're gonna be taking extra bases. We're gonna be taking a little bit of an extra primarily at first base. We know what they do when circum pitchers are on the mound. We know what they do. We know how fast they are to the plate and how we're gonna put pressure. We know how many errors in the infield they were when they felt the pressure and they have to rush. So we got all those videos. We know how good or how bad the catchers throw to the bases. So that's why we were prepared for them, and we knew their weakness because we knew they were a good team and they're playing hard baseball. They're swinging the bat. But the fundamentals of the game, I think we could be better, and that was the difference on that series.
Okay, but Miggy, I sit here. If I'm a Yankees fan, I look at the Dodgers and I say, well, hold on a second. They have superstars all over the place just like us. Why can't we play the same sort of fundamental baseball as the Dodgers? Is that because the guys in the clubhouse in L.A. grind so hard? I mean, what is the difference? To me, the two teams look similar.
Yeah, I can't really talk about the Yankees clubhouse because I haven't been there, and it would be irresponsible for me to talk about that. But I can talk about my clubhouse. So in our clubhouse, we lead by a couple guys. We lead by Freddie Freeman. We lead by Mookie Betts. And on the pitching side, we have Clayton Kershaw. We have on the bullpen, Daniel Hodgson, Blake Training, and the guys, right? So when you see Freddie Freeman play the game every single day, what do you see? You see a guy who is not looking to ping home runs. He's not looking to see how good he's going to look. He's going to run out every single ball, even when he's hurt. He's going to try to play every single game. He's going to try to get the best lead at first base, right? So when you see the core guys and the main guys on your team doing it every single day with no excuses, that's when everybody follows. When you see a guy like Kike not starting the first couple games of the playoff and then become kind of the leader of this group in October when he knows how to play, when he's been there before, and he's like not even just hitting the home runs or the big hits, but kind of running everything out, diving for every ball, throwing behind runners and all that. You follow, you know? Like it doesn't matter who you are. You're going to see that and you're going to say, the big boys are doing that. Hey, I can't be behind. I have to follow this. We have a cheat that we put on our cage every day. And it doesn't say how good you hit, how hard you throw, how far you hit this ball. It's about the leads at first base or at second base. And then there's green, there's yellow, and there's red. The players who are in red are in trouble. Freddie's going to let you know that you can be in red. You can have that kind of lead. And I feel like that's why this group is so special, because we keep everybody accountable with actions. And that's why I feel like this team was so much better than others on fundamentals and little things like having good leads at first base, second base, because that's what we care about.
Did you know that the Yankees were going to blow up in that fifth inning?
No chance. It's impossible to know that they're just gonna like make a couple mistakes that like give us the chance. At the end of the day, you have to capitalize those mistakes, you know, because he could make an error and then we strike out. I think Tommy and Shohei strike out in the bottom of the order, and then we got Mookie there. We didn't know that Mookie was gonna hit like this little roller. Mookie could fly out and the inning's over. We're playing game 6. But he happens to put the ball in play and make them make another mistake. Plus, Freddie being Freddie, Theo. You have to capitalize after they make mistakes. We got 3 big hits there.
You sure did. That's what I said, is that not every team, and a lot of people were critical of this take on social media, but I said that the Yankees opened the door, not every team would walk through it. And the Dodgers
there you go,
did.
because we have talent. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, we have a talented group, and we know for us to win this series, we have to have a Freddie Freeman that is a superhero in our team to hit the homer, you know? We was 1 pitch away from losing game 1, and this series is completely different, you know? Freddie hit the homer. I know we're going to talk about that, but we have, like, my point being is we have to have the superheroes and that's why they pay $1 billion on players to have those kind of moments like that, you know? Mm-hmm. And he showed up. $700 million is doing his thing. He's hitting homers. He's stealing bases. Freddie Freeman, he made $30 million. That's why he's hitting those homers. Mookie Betts, every sac fly, the run is in. That's why we got those players. And that's why this organization spent all that money.
Guess what I'm wearing? True classic tees. I've been wearing these bad boys on repeat. I love how comfortable and soft the material is. In fact, our latest installment came in a big old bag last night. Michelle goes, "Oh, here's your favorite, True Classic." It was almost like I was doing a freaking fashion show for her. She goes, "Oh, that looks nice on you." And when you've been married 27 years and your bride says, "That looks nice on you," and gives you those eyes, 2 thumbs up. They're designed to kind of accentuate your best features. True Classic shirts are tailored for a perfect fit, snug in the arms and chest, just the right amount of room in that midsection where some of us are hanging on to that dad bod. True Classic sells premium products at a very affordable price. You can get their best-selling t-shirts, hoodies, jeans, and more in 3, 6, and 9 packs. And True Classic's activewear, it becomes essential for workouts and vacations alike. Their activewear crew necks offer moisture wicking, quick dry, and odor control. That's a big deal. You pair them with their super soft, stretchy joggers that I'm actually wearing down below for all-day comfort. And guess what? Holidays are right around the corner. True Classics ultra comfortable, perfect fitting essentials make the perfect gift for you and all the men in your life. So if you're ready to upgrade your closet, shop now. Unlock big savings during their huge holiday sale. Just go to our exclusive link at trueclassic.com/rose to save. That is trueclassic.com/rose. Please support our show. Tell them that we sent you. End the year with some holiday cheer thanks to True Classic. Let's get to Freddie right now. You said he doesn't pimp homers. He deserved to pimp that one at the end of game 1 at Grand Slam. That was I literally jumped off my couch. I didn't have a rooting interest, but damn, that was freaking amazing.
It was crazy, man.
What is it? What is the thought process in the dugout as you're more or less a fan at that point?
Well, I'm down in the cage because I was gonna pinch hit if they bring the other lefty, Tim Hill, for it was a spot where they let the righty pitch to Gavin Lux.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Luxy walk, right? So if they bring Tim Hill, which I expected them to do, I'm hitting for Luxy, right? So I'm in the cage getting hot, hitting, running, blah blah blah. They didn't bring a lefty. I stay in the cage. Then Luxy walk. I have to stay in the cage. I'm trying to be superstitious and not going out there. If I'm in the cage, I'm just gonna stay there until something happens. So Luxy walk. Then Tommy hit this infield single up the middle. They bring Nestor Cortez, and I have to stay in the cage. So he hit the fly ball first pitch, and I say, okay, I know Freddie's gonna win this one after they walk Mookie, but I didn't know it was gonna be a homer. I imagine and I picture like Freddie hitting this like soft single up the middle where like 2-run scores, like he's done it a million times. But when I'm starting to go out to the dugout, all I can see is Kiermaier with his hands up after the first pitch. I didn't see the swing. I didn't see the contact or anything. All I see is like the guys on top of the rail, like being with their hands up, and I didn't know where the ball was until like when I'm walking out there. I didn't know what happened, but I'm seeing everybody going crazy. Everybody like jumping on the field. I didn't want Freddie. All I'm thinking is Freddie got a bad ankle, right? So I don't want him to be like jumping up and down and like all of a sudden fell over that ankle. And when I got to the play, I'm holding Freddie, right? I'm so happy. He's like screaming. He's losing his mind. And I'm telling Freddie on his ear, Freddie, be careful. We don't want to lose you. Be careful with your ankle. And he looked back at me and said, I don't feel a damn thing right now. That was so funny because he told me, hey, forget about it. I don't feel anything right now. And that's how I leave it from my perspective. But it was one of the best moments in baseball, and we're always going to remember these times.
You know, we all knew about the ankle and him grinding through, you know, the Padres series, then the next series as well against the Mets. We did not know that he was playing with broken rib cartilage. Did you know all this?
Yeah, of course. I'm Freddie Patience. So we're teammate in the training room because we're in the training room every single day trying to get better to play these games. So ever since, so the season, the regular season was over. We didn't go to Colorado together. So we stay the last series of the year. We stay at home and we rehab together, right? So Freddie is got an ankle that looks like this big. Couldn't even walk on his own for the first 2 or 3 days. Like day 4 or 5, he started walking a little bit, and we got like maybe 5 more days until first game against the Padres, right? And we say, no way this guy can play with that. It's impossible. Like, I mean, one thing is walking in the training room, and another thing is playing baseball, running the bases, playing first base, and hitting and all that. Game one is about to be like, before game one, he's taking live VP, like to get ready before game one. And he came back to the training room and say, I felt something on my ribs. I think I pulled, like I did a side. I pulled something on my side. We didn't know it was a rib thing. He went to get some image. He came back and said, yeah, we got a problem. He got a broken rib. Then this guy is doing everything that he can to play in game one, right? With a bad ankle and with a bad rib. He's taking shots every 25 minutes to see if he can hit right to his rib and on his butt with medicine to trying to kill the pain so he can play. And I'm seeing all this. The guy's kind of laying in a bed until 10 minutes before the game starts to tell the team, yeah, I can go because I don't feel anything right now. So he goes and play after all these hours of treatment, all these shots that he have to take to play the game, and all of a sudden he goes 2 for 4, help us win game one. But he's literally in a training room table 20 minutes before the game starts, not knowing if he can play or not, because he still feels so much pain from a broken rib and from a sore ankle or whatever. He got a bad ankle. So for me, it was like really hard to see because all the stuff that he was putting on his body. And that's why the respect that I have for Freddie before is nothing compared to what I love him and I care about him right now.
It's amazing. It really is amazing.
Yeah.
For you, we knew that you were banged up, dude. We saw it. I think you left in game 4 against the Padres in the divisional round where you were running the bases and something else went wrong.
Yeah.
How bad was the pain for you throughout the postseason?
Yeah, no, I mean, my pain was consistent. It was there every single time that I have to round the bases. I know I didn't play like Freddie did, but it's kind of different because I'm playing a premium position, which is shortstop, where you can't really be a liability at short, you know? Mm-hmm. Like first base is a little bit easier. You know, you're closer to the bag. You're probably not going to get many balls. And I'm not Freddie Freeman with the bat, you know? You're not going to risk a one-leg shortstop to put a light hitting shortstop over there when I know my best tool is to play defense, you know? And that's why I'm this team, and that's why I help the team the most. So it was really hard for me to move around, and it was day to day. There's days where I can really walk, and there's days where I feel okay to play the whole game. I'm in the same spot, like doing a lot of medicine, trying to get a shot right into my pelvis with cortisone and more medicines, but I'm in a stage where it didn't work that well for me, and I was gonna make more damage. And I didn't care about that. I was gonna get surgery anyways. But yeah, it was tough. It was tough for me. But I took the games during the NLCS, and I got the best that I could be for the World Series and to be on that roster. And actually, I'm proud of myself for working hard until the last day. I didn't give up. I didn't tell them, hey, I'm sorry guys, I give you everything that I have. I gave them everything that I have until the last day. I was there. And I was ready to play. which is the most important part. I was ready to go, and I'm happy that I did everything that I can to be on the roster.
It's awesome. Good for you and good for the team, too. That Padres series, Game 3, it's 1-1 in the series, and y'all had a tough defensive inning.
Yeah.
Started with Machado making the good play, running on the inside, Freddie hitting him in the back. It continued on with, I'm sure, a ball that you look back on and you're like, man, that probably wasn't the right decision. When you ended up losing that game and being down 2-1, and it was the only time where your season was on the brink, where you were literally playing for your entire season in Game 4, is that a game, because you were so heavily involved with it, that kept you up that entire night?
No, yeah, for sure. I couldn't go back to sleep. I keep I keep going back and forward with that play on my mind. I keep going back and forward why we couldn't score one more run. If we have done it like the whole year. And I mean but top third, I think top 3. Teo hit the grand slam and we got the game. Like, it's 1-run game. We got 6 more innings to score 1 run at least. I mean, to at least make me feel okay. We're off the hook, and we're gonna win this game. And I'm out of the game. That's another thing that makes me feel so bad. I'm out of the game because I couldn't really move. And I'm thinking about, it was a bad mistake and bad decision, and I wish I could get that ground ball again so I can just flip the ball to second base, and if he wasn't there, just throw the ball to first base, get an out, and that's it. But I was trying to be a hero at that moment. I was trying to get 2 outs in one play. I was trying to help my pitcher, and I know from the bottom of my heart that I was doing it for the best of the team, even though it didn't happen the way that I was thinking. And if I get on time to second base and I throw this guy out first, I know it was going to be a big play. But especially at the time of the game, it was probably better to get 1 out, and I learned from it. Like, now I can tell you that, I mean, I learned from that play. In Game 1, I kind of get the same ground ball with Soto hitting. He hit me that ball. I didn't even try to throw the second base. I threw the first base. We got out of the inning and we won the game, right? So I learned from it. I got an experience that it will live with me forever, but I take full responsibility that I make a mental mistake. But I know from the bottom of my heart that I was trying to get 2 outs for the team, and that's what makes me, let me go to sleep every single night and just be okay with it, because it wasn't because something else. It was because me trying to make a play for the team. Even though it didn't happen, I learned from it, and now I know from now on that if that happens again, it's better to take less than trying to do too much.
So you guys get to Game 4, and it's a bullpen game. Now, your bullpen's been great, but it's still a bullpen game with your season on the line. Wasn't there a little bit of you when you showed up to the park, you were like, Jesus, like, our season's on the line, and we could be facing an uphill battle? I think they were throwing Cease that day.
Yeah, it was it Cease or King? No, King was Game 2. Yeah, it was Cease, and then we faced Darvish.
Yeah,
Game 5. Yeah. So yeah, I knew facing Cease and having a bullpen day, it was gonna make it hard on us, right? But then, this bullpen is being together throughout the whole year, right? We know we have a great arms over there, and the most important part was getting a lead early, because if you give the bullpen a 1-run lead, they're gonna feel like they pitching in leverage situation, and I think that's what happened. We gave them the lead early, and all I see is guys coming in trying to preserve the lead. They didn't pitch for the inning. They didn't pitch for the out. They pitched for the lead. And every time we keep adding on, and this lead is bigger and bigger. And all I see is they don't care about like setting this record of like the most inning, the consecutive inning, like without allowing a run. I think all they're thinking about is I'm pitching for this lead because I know if we give it up, our season is over. And that's where, all the dogs came out and they started throwing zeros.
It was incredible. I do want to get back to your World Series in New York. We saw the fan interference with Mookie Betts. What was your perspective on it as it was unfolding? Did you know?
Yeah, my perspective is the ball is on the stands, right? So I'm okay with the fans trying to catch the ball, but when I'm not okay is after Mookie catching this ball or whatever he missed the ball. Let's say why you have to be like on top of him? You can hurt the guy. That's concrete right there. You can actually like break his hand or something like that. Like you can't really do that. Like it's. I mean. I don't understand what goes through their mind when they're trying to do these kind of things. It's not an advantage for your team. You already did what you're supposed to do, trying to catch a ball and trying to interfere with the catch because the ball is on the fence side. But after he catch a ball or whatever, you just gotta let it go. I don't think it was a good move by that's why they got kicked out. But it's unfortunately that a guy can get hurt with that instead of catching the ball and continue with the game. That's what I think.
I said that the guy should have his season tickets revoked for next year.
I agree with you, but shouldn't be on that ballpark again or that close to the field. To be honest with you, because
I love it that the dude said that. He said. We take pride in defending our wall, essentially, like almost like they're a 10th defender on the field. Like, so you're not part of the team.
When it became his wall, that wall is from Yankee Stadium. It's not his wall. Oh my God, I don't know what the fans are sometimes think, man. They're part of it, and they're giving us great motivation to go out there and play every single day and be the best that we can be and keep us accountable for a lot of things. But that's not it, bro. That's not it.
So when you win a world championship in a particular city, there's a lot of things that come with it. Like you might not pay for a meal ever again. You might get this, you might get that. Not sure if you've seen this one, Miggy.
Let me see.
The Dodgers get lifetime VIP access to LA strip clubs.
That was on a group chat. In a group chat, as soon as this came out, that was on a group chat, and a lot of guys were kind of, I don't know, interesting to see if it's real or not. So I'm back in Miami. I can't really go and tell you if it's real or not. But if I was in LA, at least I would go to see if it's real. I would show my face. I would be wearing this hat, and I will go and say, okay, is it free? And how much of it is free?
Let's be honest. It might be free to get in. It ain't free.
After that, it ain't free. I'm pretty sure. But hey, let me tell you one thing about. Free meals and all that. First day back in LA, before Mookie's party, right? So we have a little window there, and I went with my family to get some dinner. And I'm at this sushi place that I always go in LA, and I finally got to experience eating for free in the city of LA. And the guy took care of the whole meal, sent me a bottle of sake, and I was wearing one of these hats. And I give it to him. The owner was there, and I got the chance to experience for the first time eating for free in my city after winning a championship. So, thank you guys very much for that, and I know you guys enjoy it too, and you guys are part of this. But make me feel like something really special. That is pretty cool too.
That is awesome. That usually doesn't happen to athletes in Los Angeles. Usually, you got to be like, I don't know, movie star,
right?
Like
but
that.
He actually happened to me. The guy was so happy, and he was happy to have me there. I took a couple pictures with him. I gave him a hat, I mean, I did everything that I can to kind of like pay it back, but I felt like, I don't know, the feeling of being a champion, the whole city make you kind of do that.
Yeah, you paid him back. You gave him a
I
parade
did.
for the first time since 1988.
Well, we all did. That's right.
Yeah, that's good. All right, one or two other things. I know you're back home in Miami now. We see you in your home office, which is awesome.
Yeah.
What are we doing in the off season? We're just being dad and just hanging out because I mean, your family made a lot of sacrifices these last couple of years.
Yeah, I'm looking forward for this offseason. I know it's gonna be shorter because we play till November, and this is the first time in my life and my career that I'm home after the season this late. I gotta get surgery. I'm gonna get a surgery next week. I'm gonna have to go to Philadelphia and do that, so I'm gonna be out for like a week. But then after that, I'm looking forward to get better, to get healthy, get my treatments, do my physical therapy and all that, and then start working out for next year. I know it's gonna be an early spring training again for us because we're going to Japan. But the security of being with the team and being back with the Dodgers kind of like gave me the security and the satisfaction that I'm gonna be back with the same kind of group that they know who I am and who I can bring to the table. So I don't have to like kind of show anything new. I just wanna be part of it. I just wanna be the best that I can at shortstop, and looking forward to be at home with the kids and being the coach of Aaron. That's one of my goals for this offseason is making Aaron better, because he likes baseball. He's really into it. But sometimes, like he's going to his little practice and he's playing his little games with as much as he has. So I'm looking forward to coach him and be around and be part of his develop as a player as well. And hopefully he can get better this offseason and he can take on from there. So looking forward to that, taking my daughter to school. She's really excited about tomorrow and taking her to school for the first time. So that's what's next for me.
Love it. It's good stuff. And last thing, it is we're taping this on Election Day.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious. You're not an American citizen.
I'm not. I'm not yet. I'm gonna apply for that this year. I think.
I was curious about that. If that was something in your thought process and how important that would be, because I know how proud you are of Venezuela and your heritage and everything else. But why is it important for you to have dual citizenship?
Yeah, for me, my kids born here in Miami, and they're full Americans, and I feel like it's a responsibility for me to be a dual citizen for them too. I don't want to be in any kind of part of my life where my kids can be with me just because I didn't do my part of being, a citizen of United States. So my time is up, because I was a resident for 4 years. So now, after 4 years, you can apply for your citizenship, and now it's my time to do it because I have a little bit of free time this off season when I'm not gonna be traveling too much or going to Venezuela and all that. So I'm gonna do it this off season, and I mean I'm so happy and proud that I've been kind of like not just working here but living my life, in Miami and in a lot of places from the United States, and that's why it's important for me, and I feel pride that I can be a dual citizenship.
Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck with that. Don't ask me to help you study for the citizenship exam, because I think that I keep hearing that thing's way harder and people who were born and raised
then
here
go
in the
to
States.
then go to college.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I hope I can pass it.
I'm sure you will. Well, you know what? We'll get you a John Boy Media tutor. How's that?
Let's do it. I like that.
I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but hopefully you'll pass with flying colors. Miggy, I'm so happy for you and for our other buddy Tyler Glass now, who obviously couldn't participate in the postseason because of injuries. We'll catch up with him later in the offseason. And don't be a stranger. We'll see you at some point. Go have a good surgery, though, okay?
For sure, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go get that fixed because I can't really live with this pain anymore. I'm looking forward to it. And I just want to say thank you, man. I read a couple messages in comments say we need to get this episode right now because Miggy Ro is a world champion, and thank you guys for the support. Once again, I hear you guys when you guys are screaming at me at the stadiums, especially in the postseason and in the World Series when you say I love you in the Chris Rose rotation. I appreciate that, and I'm happy to get here with Chris, Rob, and all the production. I'm sorry, Jimmy and Jake, because we beat you guys, and I know how die-hard Yankee fans you guys are, but it's fun to see the streaming of the games. I was paying attention, and I was just thinking I want to make them mad for one time during this postseason because we beat them. So thank you guys for having me. Another great year, and looking forward to keep doing it.
There he is, class act Miguel Rojas. For our amazing producer, Robbie Scirocco, who, by the way, is a Yankee fan, so you crushed his sweet little heart, too.
There you go, too.
and world champion Miguel Rojas. I am Chris Rose. We'll see you next time here on the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media.